It's been a long discussion, backwards and forwards, probably Christian, Adrian and I, but it all somehow came to fruition over, if I remember correctly, sausages and mash at a pub in Woburn. And that's where it's all the ideas.
It's not very Hypercar-ish, is it?
Aston Martin, Red Bull and Formula One all coming together to produce this unbelievable car. I mean, it's eye-watering. I'm sure Ron Dennis is spitting his coffee out as he speaks right now.
So I'm very keen that we come up with a small, compact, light car that hasn't gone in the direction of one or two of its rivals, let's say. And in some ways it is an evolution. If you look at the Formula One car, morphing into the PlayStation X1 car, and then into this. In that way, it's a bit of a TARDIS. It's obviously trying to keep the car small, because I think cars are tending to get big and clumsy. So we're trying to keep this really small and compact. Hopefully, the ultimate expression of performance.
Obviously, I wanted to get it for free, but in the end, I've got to pay for the tyres. So I think it's good enough. I'm pretty excited looking at it. I'd love to participate in some development if I could. And I still can't quite believe it's going to be on the streets. It looks like a pretty amazing race car.
It's finally here. The tie-up between Aston Martin and Red Bull is a real thing. We've just had a look at the AMRB 001 supercar, megacar, hypercar thing. Now, as we see it at the moment, it's pretty much a concept. The real cars won't start happening, or at least prototypes, until 2017. Obviously, actual customer cars will follow shortly after that. But there are a few things we do know. For example, it will have a 1-to-1 power-to-weight ratio, and Adrian Newey, one of the car's masterminds, has said that it will weigh less than 1,000 kilos, which means potentially it could have 999 horsepower, which would be pretty cool. Also, it will have a naturally aspirated mid-mounted V12, so as well as being light, it will be awesome because it's a naturally aspirated V12. Newey sorted out, well, pretty much most of it, but he made sure all of the car's epic downforce was kept underneath the car, which meant Marek Reitman at Aston Martin could make the top look all pretty and what have you, and my god, it is a beautiful, beautiful thing. It looks like, well, it looks mad. It looks kind of like Vulcan Plus, except Vulcan is massive compared to it. It will be developed here at Aston Martin under the watchful gaze of David King, with Newey and Reitman and King and Andy Palmer and Christian Horner all having their own input into creating what is actually one of the most exciting cars ever built. Not just most exciting Aston Martin ever built. That's the good bit. Now here's the bad bits. There will be maximum 150 AMRB 001s. That's not its final name. We'll find that out later. And that includes all the upcoming prototypes and 25 track-only versions. The track versions will look pretty much identical to the road versions, but they'll be built to take slicks and have stiffer suspension and be, better on a track. It's said they'll be faster than an LMP1 race car, which is kind of awesome considering it's so tiny. It's a very, very small thing in the flesh. The other downside is the price. No fixed price, but Marek Reitman revealed that it will be between £2 and £3 million. So yeah, you probably can't afford one, but it's a truly exciting thing, and I for one cannot wait to see what the actual car will do a little further down the line.
So